Take you down, deep down to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, it is October 8th, 2019. I am Etep Pakuyan of the Place to Be Reviews. I am right here with all of yous, and I am joined this morning by special guest, my brother from another mother, the Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Morning, Groove.
What's up, fellas? And for all those of you out there that were thinking that there's some kind of beef between me and this guy, do you really think that I would sit opposite him this early in the freaking morning if there was a beef? I'm just saying.
That was absolutely hilarious, and I laughed so hard when I saw that, and I got that DM on Twitter. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
not to mention any names, but yeah,
we don't want to.
We're gonna squash that right away.
Yeah, just so we're clear, because we're on so many streams together every week. Yeah, these are unfounded rumors and fallacies that I find hilarious. So
we aren't Biggie and Tupac.
No, not even close. This is I think we're a couple of zeros in the bank account away. First of all, a good tan, and I don't know.
Good morning, Seth. Seth says beef or we riot.
Oh, morning, Appalachian American. Oh, we got 4 people in the chat already. Let's get four bitch slaps that like button. I think I just scared my dog when I did that. So yeah, we had a really big show last night. And for those of you who weren't around all night, Coach Loudy did pass out at one point. And we had to mute his microphone because he was snoring. So that was just kind of funny because I've passed out on Groove Stream before, but that was for another reason altogether.
Chemicals might have been involved at that point.
That was Cannon Blast and Stella Artois' fault, and Tap and Die's fault.
Tap.
Yeah, just every time Mahershala Ali puts his sunglasses on, it looks like Blade, you have to take a drink. I was like, oh no, I've seen this movie like twice already. Oh no. Yes, that did not go well. Let's see. So last night we talked about Spider-Man, rumored to be the new Iron Man of the MCU. And I mean, we were all in the consensus that this damages the character. It does. It damages the character, sending him over to Sony. And see, not for fans like me. I'm more happy to see him without all that tech and just be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's who I grew up with. And, and it's not one of those cases where I'm going to say, oh, you ruined my childhood, because no, you can't take those memories away and those experiences. But at the same time, it doesn't make it very, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed the Spider-Man movies. They're for what they were. I didn't mind them, but I would rather not see him every 2 seconds. Mr. Stark,
Oh, I want to acknowledge the chat. Appalachian American says, who's covering Dark Fart? I am the poor bastard that has to go and suffer through that. So I will be doing that for you, sir. I will be taking one for the team and paying for that nightmare and sitting through it and giving it my honest, humble, unbiased opinion of what I think of the film when it's over.
Yeah, that was part of our agreement. Now that's because I have to go see Charlie's Angels.
Man.
I don't know.
Between that and Batwoman, you're gonna lose your balls by the end of the year.
Oh my God, that's what me and the wife are going to see Joker this weekend, and
hell yeah,
I'm like, at least I'll get something out of that. And that's funny. Like I was laughing, about all these theaters having problems. Like the theater in my town, there's not going to be any police presence. There's not going to be any security. It's just going to be, we go in, we watch the movie, and then you leave.
Well, from what I understand, it's just the incels that you have to worry about. So
roving packs of incels. I was kind of worried about like I said, the only thing I'm worried about up here is like meth, but no, I was shocked that they got a movie with an R rating. I mean, because they've had R-rated movies there, the theater's been around since the early 1900s. I mean, it's ridiculous how old this thing is. It's a gorgeous building, but it's a single cinema, I'm just shocked that they actually got Joker being around the controversy around it, But see, there's not a lot of people up here that would like boycott something like that, because as far as like SJW population goes where I live, there's not, it's few and far between up here. Like, I mean, you get them here and there.
After years of abuse from these idiots, just hearing these reports is amazing to me. I am so just infatuated with this news that it's like upsetting so many people. Like wow, real cinema, like real life,
yep.
Or real life imitating art, or vice versa. Yeah.
That was like they were talking about, Warner Brothers. Well, you should be donating to victims of real gun violence because your movie portrays fictional gun violence. It's like, where does that logic even make sense?
And something else, I thought about this too this morning, even before we got on the show, and I'm glad I'm going to get to bring it up now, is because this Joker thing's just been in the back of my mind like all week, because it's like the news, and this debuted at Cannes, all right, and the Cannes Film Festival had received the highest honor for new movies, and yet all it does is go to the fact that the critic scores are so low for this movie goes to prove how big of a problem, how big of a Western problem this whole social justice nightmare really is.
Oh yeah, and it's
depressing.
No, they don't put up with that over. Was it China or Japan?
The Cannes, I think, was in Venice. So
well, the film festival. But I'm talking like you were talking about that being a Western problem.
Oh yeah, and I know they don't. Yeah, they don't have that on the other side of the globe. No,
they don't.
At least not like here.
They don't deal with that woke entertainment there. They don't make it. It doesn't.
So it just goes to prove how messed up this country is right now with that stuff, and a shakeup is needed. It's welcome as far as I'm concerned. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely, man. I can't sit back and just watch every single IP that I've enjoyed for years, and then new entertainment come out that's not entertainment. It's just a message and an ideology and a narrative being thrown at you. I don't want to deal with that. It's not entertaining. It's not fun. It's not escapism. That's just basically, I might as well just turn on the cable news and watch that, and I don't want to do that. I want to be entertained, and I want my escape. I just be able to sit back and enjoy something, and it's removed from our reality. That's what it's all about.
Well, I think what I'm anxious to see is how much it compares to like something like Taxi Driver, because like I said, I watched a Chris Stuckman review, and he did say that this, even though he gave it an A-, which is very high, he said there's a lot of direct comparisons to Taxi Driver, like almost like the filmmaker went out of his way to say, hey, remember Taxi Driver? I remember Taxi Driver. So I want to see how close that is, because if these people watch something like that, they'd be like, oh my God.
I haven't seen Taxi Driver in a long time. That'd be something I'll have to watch.
The Piff babies are pissing their pants. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's funny now because the shoe's on the other foot, and they're freaking.
This is Warner Brothers' answer to Captain Marvel. It totally is.
It is. It's like, oh, okay, well, if you want to do something that's totally ridiculous and outlandish, well, guess what?
We were probably watching D23. Like, they're like, oh, Phase 4, huh? Gotcha. By the way, have you seen Joker yet?
Yeah, and people lost their freaking minds.
Oh.
That's, and Joaquin Phoenix's performance in this, from all accounts that I've heard thus far, is right up there with Ledger. Just, a different take, but it's, the quality of it is there. It's, he's not as ultra violent. I mean, obviously I'm just going off what I've heard by early reviews and everything. He's violent, but it's not like Heath Ledger violent was, that Joker.
I think the thing that's going to remain to be seen, though, is that like with Joaquin Phoenix, it's like we expect a certain level of performance out of him,
Yes.
Whereas with Heath Ledger, it just came so fucking out of left field. Like I'm going back to when that was first announced, and I'm like, who? Oh, that guy? The guy from the what is it? The last or the first night or something?
A Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale.
A
Yeah,
Knight's
that's it. I'm
Tale.
like, that fucking guy.
A Knight's
What?
Tale.
Yeah.
Was it Monsters Ball? Was he in before or after? I think that was before.
Yeah.
Monsters Ball.
Patriot. I just
Yep.
I didn't see it, and then when I saw that, it's like, that's not Heath Ledger. I don't know
Oh,
who that guy is, but holy shit, that guy's awesome.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
Yeah. Yep. My ex was obsessed with that movie. So yeah, I've seen that a few times.
But what I'm getting at, though, Appalachian American, is that we expect a certain performance out of Phoenix. Like we know he's going to give 150%. Whereas with Heath Ledger, that was like a shock to everybody. Like I don't think anybody thought he was going to go that level with it. And he managed to do something different from Jack Nicholson, having to follow in his footsteps. That was a heavy pill to deal with, like a heavy burden. It's like you got some pretty big shoes to fill, because Jack Nicholson was the first cinematic version of Joker we ever had, unless you want to count TV's Cesar Romero, but I like the fact that everybody that plays this part brings something different to it, which is also what I'm excited to see.
Yeah, that's another thing is, Joaquin Phoenix has always been such a good character actor. I mean, going back to, oh God, what was it? The one with Russell Crowe, Gladiator. Was it? Yeah, he was in It was Gladiator.
Gladiator, Walk the Line.
I was going to say Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
Another one of my personal favorites is Signs. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I love it. And
I thought that movie
of course,
was fine.
Everybody was good in that one. So
I thought Signs was. I thought that was an all right movie. I dug that one.
But Walk the Line was impressive, because I don't even like country music or Johnny Cash, and I watched that and I'm like, you just watch it because you like watching Joaquin Phoenix do what he does. The only thing I'll watch with Joaquin Phoenix that I didn't like was I'm Still Here. I just did not get into that at all. I could not.
Never watched it.
That's back when he grew the beard out and he told everybody he was going to be a rapper, and he was basically trolling everybody. And he was on Letterman and Letterman, that whole stunt. He was doing the whole like Andy Kaufman thing, and I think it kind of backfired on him. So
yeah, because didn't Jim Carrey do that at one point too?
I don't remember if Jim Carrey did it, but Jim Carrey is so fucking out there right now. I mean, he is so gone. I missed 90s Jim Carrey so much, man. Damn it.
He tried to change and become this serious actor, and like, what was it, 23, the number 23.
Well, even before, I think what threw him off the rails was when he did the Man in the Moon, and that movie just did not do what they wanted it to do. Like, he went full method for that one and claimed that he actually was Andy Kaufman in spirit, and everybody's like, okay. To people that actually knew him, I watched the whole documentary on Netflix about that.
Okay.
Because they didn't do, if I guess on the Blu-rays and DVDs there was no behind the scenes type stuff, and they didn't want to release it because they thought it would make Jim Carrey look like a complete asshole. I didn't get that vibe off of it so much, but he was like actually in character the whole time he was filming that movie. So when he wasn't on set filming, he was actually trolling people in the on the sets, like behind the scenes, and pulling shit like that Andy Kaufman would do. And see, I just don't get Andy Kaufman humor, so it went right over my head.
Yeah, he was a little bit before my time, Andy Kaufman.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I never really like went back and looked into anything that he did outside of his involvement with professional wrestling, just because of the little feud he had, the little thing they did with Jerry Lawler. Because I used to follow Jerry Lawler pretty much, because he was involved in WWE, and he was from the Memphis days, which I love, the old Southern wrestling stuff like that. So, but yeah, I was like, they were on was it the Johnny Carson show when um, Lawler smacked him in the face or whatever, and Kaufman was like the intergender wrestling champion and all that just goofy stuff. So
So
yeah,
the Appalachian American saying, "I can't wait to talk spoilers." Well, we're gonna do that this weekend. Have
yep.
we officially announced that yet? Should we maybe do that?
Yeah, we're gonna do a double review of it, and it'll be released on both our channels. So yeah, it'll be a full spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna do two videos and one with spoilers and one without. No, we'll just do, we can kind of save this. I'd say, like, when I do reviews, I just go right into it. You know what I mean? I don't like to hold back anything. Anybody's seen, like, if anybody sat through the Batwoman review, and I was surprised it got, it was a 33-minute video. It got decent for what my videos get. It got good. It was like 20 views yesterday. I haven't really checked today, but no, I was kind of happy. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and it'll be a pretty in-depth review of Joker.
We'll go live on my channel,
Mhm.
Appalachian, and then Pete will upload it to his channel, so it'll be on both areas to watch. So
Yeah, so you'll get that. You'll get that goodness. We could probably do that Sunday because
okay,
the lines aren't on until Monday night. So if we do it like early in the afternoon, that if that works for you, it works for me. Or
yeah, Sunday's pretty open for me, man.
okay, yep, because I got we're doing family stuff on Saturday.
So I don't hear any bullshit, Appalachian American, about you're watching football. You better be on my channel watching it.
I don't think he watches football. I think he mentioned last night he doesn't watch football. Is that am I remembering that correctly, Appalachian? I didn't think you were much of a football fan, but there's very not very many crossover with the sports stuff, because that's another thing and we just don't have the time to do it. Monica and I discussed starting a whole nother sports show or channel, and I'm like, neither of us have the time to do it.
I was gonna say your ass is pretty busy just keeping up with all of these shows.
Oh God, yeah. Like I said, it's a labor of love, man. But yeah,
I got to take some lessons in time management from you too.
And that's the thing is, like, I'm such a procrastinator, but when it comes to, like, if in crunch time and I need to get stuff done, it's like I just go, like yesterday, the wife gets home at like 5, usually 5:30, depending on what time she works till. And I was like, I had to get the kid ready for dance, which I was like, I didn't know if I was going to take him. And she's just been taking him. She comes home from school. She doesn't mind, or from work, and I get him from school, get him home, get him fed, he gets to chill for a little bit. And I start getting dinner ready before she gets home, so it's ready when her and him get home from dance. Boom. And then, it's like, had to get ready for the show. And,
yeah, I don't have any time, like, prioritizing which ones are more important. What I have problems, I get hung up on dumb shit. Like sometimes I'll spend way too much time on the thumbnail or way too much time editing, and time just disappears. I'm like, fuck, now I can't do some of the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yep. There's not enough hours in the day, really.
Nope.
There is not. Oh, here's Appalachian says, I used to be a football fan, specifically a Pats fan, but after the political crap, I said nah, and I've been out like that since. Yep, that's that my dad was the one that got me into sports, and he's still kind of a Patriots fan, because he actually had a tryout for them in the 70s, like 1976. The strength coach invited him up for a walk-on tryout. And but no, he's always kind of been a Patriots fan. He's never been a Lions fan. My dad, born and raised, grew up in Detroit, and always hated the Lions. So I'm a homer, though. Like I said, like you are with the Blackhawks in hockey.
Yeah, Blackhawks and Bolts.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah, the Bolts.
Mostly Blackhawks, though. Yeah.
Yep. See, I don't really follow the Red Wings much anymore, but I still I root for them. I'm watching
I've been so damn busy. I haven't seen a game yet this year, so I'm a little frustrated with that. It's like I've got in my queue, like, backed up. I'm like, I need to go back and watch these games. Damn it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because I don't think we're going to do a show next Monday night, because the Lions are on Monday Night Football, and I don't get that very much. So we're going to we're gonna do one episode next week, but you'll get extra content and videos. And I might do a solo anchor podcast for you guys. But yeah, next Monday you're gonna get your Batwoman review, your Walking Dead review. Those will be in single release video form. So, but yeah, Monday
You know what
night.
else is out that I want to do a review on, Pete, is Creep Show is on Shudder, and I'm hearing some good things about that. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm thinking about watching a couple episodes, maybe do a review on my channel. Creep Show, a brand new series, based on the movie Creep Show.
Yes, I grew up. Those movies are awesome. I love like the first one, the "Where's my cake, Bedelia?"
Right, dude. Anthology movies are the best. I always tell
Oh,
people, I'm like, that's my
God.
favorite shit when it comes to horror. It's like you're getting all these stories, and I like anthology because they don't mess around with the story. You know what I mean? It's like they get right to the point because they got to squeeze like 3 or 4 stories into one. You know, I'm thinking stuff like VHS, the VHS series. I love those. Creep Show. All the old Hammer horror ones like Horror Express and all that. Those were great. I love them.
Yeah, that's like they don't make movies like
Tales
that
of
anymore.
Terror. Yeah, they're great. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Holy shit.
Oh my God, that one.
Twilight Zone, the movie. Yeah, anthologies are the best.
Oh, the Twilight Zone, the movie. I remember seeing that as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know the one part that freaked me out, other than the John Lithgow one with the gremlin on the wing of the plane, was the very last segment where I think it was the very last one where they're in the house and the one girl, they see the girl and her mouth is like gone.
Yeah.
You remember? You know what I'm talking about?
Freak out, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, as a kid, that was like
that's all the movie was it was just a reenactment of like some of their best stories. And you know, like the one with Billy Money that he's the kid they have to kind of keep happy all the time, because if they don't, he'll like just change shit with his mind. You know, that's how dangerous he is. So they have to just tell him what he wants to hear and agree with him all the time. And I've got relatives like that.
Oh yeah, that's sounds like MCU hardcore fans. That sounds like the MCU fans.
Unsubscribed.
Unsubscribed. Infel. Oh, I had speaking of that, I had people commenting on my Batwoman video from yesterday, and I commented on I think it was a SC reviews video, and I was like one of the first people to comment, and I kind of was like talking about reviewing it for my channel, and you know, I was like, yep, I said I made fun of these trailers, you know, I covered the articles. I said, so I have to do my due diligence and I have to watch a show and I have to review it. I told my subscribers I'll suffer through it, so you don't have to. Not that anyone will probably watch it anyway. But you know, the guy's like, and he asked me, and I summed up the show in like one paragraph. He's like, wow, he goes, I was kind of on the fence with it, but he goes, if it's that bad, he goes, I might check out like part of an episode. But he goes, wow. I'm like, yeah, man, it's horrible. And he's like, he goes, you're really doing that, aren't you? I said, yep. I said, I told everybody I would. I said, I can't.
You described like probably one sequence that was probably maybe a minute long at the most. It was something about somebody swimming under the ice. And
yes.
That told me everything I needed to know about the show. I'm like, oh, okay.
It was so ridiculous. And like I said, man, she's tiny. Ruby Rose is like tiny. Like there's no muscle on that girl. Like that's the one thing I can say about Mackenzie Davis in Terminator Dark Fate, at least. For as non-feminine as she like looks with that, I think if she had longer hair, it might offset it a little bit.
Well, I couldn't remember where I had seen her before, because she's a pretty lady until she gets to Dark Fate. But she was actually in Blade Runner 2049. She was the hooker that was assimilated. Did you see Blade Runner 2049?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, she was in that, and she was almost a spitting image of Daryl Hannah. Because when I saw her, I'm like, and I looked at her, I'm like, is that Katy Perry? It wasn't Katy Perry. It was Mackenzie Davis.
Her face actually does resemble Katy Perry.
Yeah, so she bulked up to do this movie, and I think she probably did that because that's what Linda Hamilton did, and I think she's trying to embody that. So I don't, you know, I'm one of the ones that made fun of the haircut and everything too, because it was just, you know, when we saw that. Could they have picked a worse promo image than that bullshit ass Photoshop thing that they did?
Oh, that was horrible. I mean, that was like the start of all the memes.
That was a good idea. Who in the actual fuck thought that was a good idea?
You've edited better pictures than that.
right?
I
And
mean,
I had one semester of graphic design at junior college. That's all I've had. And yeah, I've made better shit than that.
yeah, and I'll say this about Mackenzie Davis. I have no issue with her like putting on some muscle for that role because I mean personally I think that looks good. But just the way her hair is cut, it does not do her any justice or favors because like I
And
said, I've
it's
seen
coming out at times where those things are shoved into our face so
Yep.
many times. It just rubs everybody the wrong way. And I can't say I blame them at all because they didn't advertise it like, oh, hey, we're bringing back some people and we're going to do some exciting things with it. It's like, no, the future is female. I'm like, well, that's just what the fuck we need right now. Let's just keep gender swapping everything.
and Linda Hamilton didn't cut her hair off.
No.
Terminator 2. I mean, she still had her, trademark long brown hair. I mean, I remember that first scene in the movie when she was doing pull-ups. I mean, she was jacked for that role. I mean, she was
yeah,
she
Linda Hamilton was awesome in Terminator 2, and she
Yes.
was awesome in the first Terminator because she had
Uh-huh.
that transition from waitress to like mother of the future was flawless, and it was done well. But Jeff Hicks made a good point, and I didn't think about it until he said it. That wasn't the draw. That wasn't the main name on the fucking movie poster that got people to go see it. It was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
And now it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger is pushed to the fucking back for Mackenzie Davis and Gabrielle Luna and whoever that other lady is that's supposed to be so damn important. And I'm excited that Linda Hamilton's back, but as we've discovered the hard way many times before, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes these things come true and they sound better on paper until you actually see the final product.
Yeah. And that's I watched who was it? Mr. H reviews. I was talking about that channel last night. I watched his he did a cover. He covered some of the featurettes they released for the movie, and that what is it, the R Rev 9 or whatever, the new like the bad Terminator,
The
that looks like
T-1000.
the T-1000 looks like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically broke down why he, like, you see him in the promos and like it seems like every time you see him he's just getting his ass kicked. Well, they made a good point about that, and they said that you can fight this Terminator, but he doesn't die. Like they show like Mackenzie Davis cutting him in half and Arnold shooting him in the face and Linda Hamilton shooting him, and all he seems like, and then you see him, but he's killing like 19 Border Patrol agents at once, just like running them through with those blade hands.
I did a reaction video when I did my live stream on Sunday. I did watch that third trailer. I will have to say that third trailer is the best one they've done yet.
Yeah.
Because it's the only one that I've looked at so far that actually feels Terminator and not pandering. Because all the marketing for this movie has been so pandering to, like pandering to SJWs and shit like that. It's like so in your face about it. It's like, it just rubs you the wrong way. The last one, I'm like, oh shit, maybe we need to make a movie that's like, make a trailer that's like a Terminator trailer for a change. So I did enjoy that trailer a bit more, but that scene that you're talking about where he's fighting at the checkpoint, does look like it could be pretty badass.
Yeah, that one looked, that's like the one part I was like, that looks really cool, because he's like, my whole body's a weapon. I'm like,
on the flip side, when Mackenzie Davis is fighting this guy and she puts any kind of serious blows on it, the CG looks like shit. Even for trailer number 3, I'm like, can you guys not get this CG right or what? I'm like, this is Terminator. You guys fucking Terminator movies fucking put CG effects on the map.
Oh yeah, that
you
was
have
like
a standard to uphold here, or do you just not care?
Oh yeah, they're gonna put Terminator Genesis levels of care into this one.
Oh man.
Or was the other one Terminator Salvation, that other really, really bad one?
Salvation, it wasn't so much the effects that were bad, it was just kind of a dumb script. It was a waste of Christian Bale for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of you see a lot of
you had the Avatar dude. What the hell's his name again?
Is it something Wentworth? No.
You're
I know
close. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
I know
he's so boring and everything. Like Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington. Yep. Yeah, he's not a leading
dull, man. He's so dull. Like, you thought he was gonna go farther, but I think Avatar is gonna be it for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's just the guy is not a he's not a leading man.
I get why they casted him, but his character was just not as compelling as they had written him to be, you know.
Mhm.
And then whenever you put Moon Bloodgood in anything, I don't beautiful woman, terrible actress.
Yep. She's one of those. She's one of those. And
Yeah,
it's
it's like when she shows up at something, it's like, yeah, well, no, don't need to see that.
mhm. And that's difficult, man, because it's like you get, like you said, you get these things that it's like, oh, it's so good, and then or it has the potential to be good, and then it's like, oh, you just get let down.
It's like when you see Summer Glau in a TV series. It's like I love Summer Glau and she's great, but when she shows up in a series, you just know it's going to get canceled because that's just the rule. If Summer Glau's in it, it's going to get canceled.
Oh, that's what was let's see, Summerlin Glau. What has she been in?
Oh, she was in Firefly. She
Firefly.
played River Tam in Firefly, and then she played the female Terminator in the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I never knew her name. Okay.
Yeah, Summer
See,
Glau.
I didn't watch I did not watch Firefly, admittedly. My sister watched this, she loved it. But yeah,
she was awesome in Serenity, man. Holy shit.
yep, I do remember her in this because I watched what they did a couple seasons of the Sarah Connor Chronicles, didn't they?
They did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one's really, 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 really good. The second one kind of skids off the rails about mid-season, and it just never recovered from it. And also that came out like right around the same time as the writer strike. So it was a victim of that.
That really hurt a lot of entertainment that year.
No shit, because that's why I was yelling at people, on the internet about Dark Fate. I'm like, instead of dumping money into these fucking shitty Terminator movies, why don't you just reboot that and put it on a streaming service?
That
Spend your money on special effects and bring back all these people, because Lena Headey was an awesome fucking Sarah Connor, and she ain't doing shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's available. Summer Glau ain't doing shit. None of these people are doing shit. Bring back the cast, because the cast was great in that show.
Yeah. See, there's so much potential. See, I could go off for like hours about shows that got canceled after one season that were really good and should have still been around. God, I gotta have my coffee. What is it? What the hell is it? Invasion? I don't know if you remember Invasion.
No, I don't think I ever saw that one.
Okay. It was an ABC show. It came out, I think I want to say it was during the end of the run of Lost. And I'm going to pull up the IMDb for it right now. Because I was like in love with this show. I mean, it was sci-fi. It was really cool. Let's see here. Invasion. They did one season. It says a park ranger probes bizarre occurrences in his town. It was created by Sean Cassidy. Let's see. Here's the IMDb. It ran from 05 to 06. So it was okay. It was on the second season, during the second season of Lost. And it was kind of in that same vein almost. Here, let me do a screen share here. We'll go over to IMDb.
So it's one of those shows that's kind of trying to piggyback off of the success of another show, which is how most shows get made.
Yep.
It's honestly a miracle that Sarah Connor Chronicles even got off the ground, and that first season was so good.
Let's see. Yeah, here it is right here.
Yeah, no, that does not look familiar.
Let's see. So let's see. Cast. This is let's see. Directed by William Fichtner. He played Sheriff Tom Underlay. He was in The Longest Yard. He was the head of the guards. Eddie Cibrian, who is famous for dating what's her name? Leanne Rimes, or was married to Leanne Rimes. Carrie Matchett. I've seen her in a bunch of other shows.
Oh, wow. I don't recognize any of those people.
Tyler Labine. Evan Peters was in it from, American Horror Story. Let's see. Everybody know, he played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, okay.
New cast. Aisha Hines. I'm going to click on her because I believe she's on 911 now. She is wonderful on that show. She plays a firefighter. This was kind of like the premise to the show. And like I said, I think this Tyler Labine was in Tucker and Dale versus Evil, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
that one.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Planet of the Apes. Yep. Yeah, he did voice in Monsters U. But yeah, he was cool. He was like the kind of eccentric conspiracy theory brother. This was set down in Florida. But yeah, so the premise is like
See, I would have still been in Illinois when this came out.
Okay, because Eddie Cibrian was married to the blonde, which is Kate Matchett. They got divorced. She married the sheriff, Tom Underlay. He's like a park ranger. This is I think it's his new wife's brother. And this event happened, and some of the people got like basically changed into human hybrids. They could like breathe underwater. And some of the hybrids were trying to change the entire population because they didn't like the humans, and then some of them were like kind of assimilating. It was just a really cool show. The end of the very end of the last episode was all the hybrids, and now a lot of it was like police and military at this point, because this town was basically cordoned off. They weren't letting people in or out, and it was them pushing people over the edge of like a dock at a shipping yard into the ocean to put them in these pods that change them into the hybrids, which is a pretty cool premise, man. I was like and then they never did another season, and I was like because back then it was like it wasn't as
it's always such a punch in the nuts, isn't it?
It sucked, and they did 22 episodes, which I'm like, they've got to do a second season.
I mean, I was bummed when they canceled Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles, but at the same time, that second season, it felt like they brought in the B team to write all the episodes, because it was like starting to skid off the rails. I'm like, you're getting too goofy with this shit. It almost felt like when they made that first season, they never expected to get renewed. So they put all their effort into that one, and then just everybody must have just left, went on to other projects or something. And the second season, it's almost like a completely different show. Yeah. So I wasn't as butthurt about it getting canceled, because I'm like, yeah, well, when you suck, that's kind of what happens. But if they brought it back and they had some decent writers, like I said, I really like the cast. There were some things they could do with it. They could work it back in. They could write it. They could fill in a little backstory of what's been going on the whole time since the show's been canceled. And they could have done that way cheaper than making another goddamn movie. But how Hollywood's going to Hollywood, yo.
Yep. I'm gonna start a petition to get another season of Invasion. Fuck it. If they can start a petition to get a new Captain Marvel, I think getting a new Invasion show is a little more attainable, because I think Kevin Feige and Brie Larson are you know what I mean? It's just like this dude is like obsessed with her, and it's not like she's that good of a fucking actress. She's not. She is not that good of a fucking actress, man. And then with him getting this whole Star Wars deal, is he really? And then now it's like Chris Evans wants to be in Star Wars, and Brie Larson wants to be in Star Wars because she's such a fucking fangirl for Star Wars.
By the time all these knotheads finally get into Star Wars, there's not gonna be any Star Wars left. I mean, the fans are sure as fuck left. You know what I mean? It's like I'm fans of the originals. I'm getting to the point where I'm such a purist that, I was at Best Buy yesterday, and I'm looking at all the re-released Blu-rays of Star Wars. And I'm like, nope, got mine. I got mine back when Lucasfilm was still Lucasfilm and not Disney.
Yeah.
I have no reason to buy those. If they were going to make, now I would probably purchase them if they were to make 4K versions of Star Wars, but since they haven't done that, what's the point? It's like, I want to buy it just with your packaging on it. Fuck you, Disney. Eat shit, And Disney, whenever they put their stuff on sale, it's always $5 off and nothing more.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Oh yeah, dude. They don't want to.
Fucking CVS be like, hey, you guys like Star Trek? Well, here's the whole box set for half fucking price, and I'm like, And then Disney's like, oh, we can have a sale too. Here's $5 off the already overpriced price, which is like $25.99 a Blu-ray.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, they They definitely don't. They definitely don't do anybody any favors. That's for sure.
Overpriced bastards.
Are you overpriced bastards? Disney wrote the book on overpricing stuff. Well, I can't read it because Loretta doesn't allow white literature in our house.
You know, I was watching Mystery Science last night, and it was Samson or Hercules versus the Moon Men, and there's a scene where there's all these slaves like chained up, and they're whipping them, and the guys are like riffing. They're like, oh, early Disney employees, and I'm thinking that joke has aged really well. Considering that episode came out in 1992, and I'm just thinking, oh, guys, if you only knew what was happening in the future.
Oh God, yeah. If you know, and that's the thing is like I grew up such a like a Disney kid. You know, I used to watch Disney Channel all the time, and my son.
I was more of a Warner Brothers kid. I wasn't really a big Disney fan. I was more like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck and all them. I was not really into Disney. I always thought the Disney cartoons kind of sucked.
I still watched all that because that was my mom. Getting she put the old Bugs Bunny and the Roadrunner on, and
like I watched all the cartoons, but I had my favorites, and with me it was like Flintstones, fucking Bugs Bunny, and Woody Woodpecker.
See, I loved the Jetsons. I was the biggest Jetsons fan as a little kid. And then, got into Cartoon Express on USA for people our age was freaking awesome, man, because they don't do Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, I'm old as fuck. I had the Bozo Show and they had cartoons on there in the morning. So
I remember I watched the Bozo Show.
The fucking Bozo Show had Bugs Bunny cartoons on there.
On what was it? I used to watch it on WGN out of Chicago, man.
Fraser Thomas.
Fucking Bozo. Yeah,
Bozo and Cookie and Wizzo.
Oh my God! Yep. Oh, that's like some crazy ass childhood memories, man. That's been like back when I wasn't like
fucking grand prize game. I used to go out in my backyard and practice that. I'm like, I'm gonna get on that show and win all that fucking loot, yo.
Dude, they used to give away Star Wars and G.I. Joe shit on there like no other. Oh my
God! You just sit there drooling over the fucking prizes. I'm like, mother.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff.
Yep. As a kid, that's like, I want to get on there so bad.
I think the worst thing with Christmas as a little kid is that mom give you the fucking Sears catalog. Oh, do you see anything in here that you like? And like here I am with the fucking, just like having a heart attack. Like, let's see, I want all of this, all of that. And she'd be like, can you maybe make a smaller list?
Yeah, that was my parents too.
Panicking. I'm like, oh, what can I not live without here? Fuck.
Yep. I always wanted them. They're these it was a toy line, and there were action figures, but they were like based on like insects, and they had like these big. It was
insectoids.
Like I remember that. Yeah, you remember that?
I remember that shit. Yeah.
Oh my God!
You had like a little hand puppet that looked like a fucking like spider thing with wings and shit. You fucking fly it around on there. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that shit,
dude. If I could, I remember you were talking about the Sears catalog. I remember seeing those in there.
Remember Mask? Remember that shit?
I sold. I had like 5 or 6 of those, and I sold them.
Mask. I had some of the first GoBots, and then Transformers came along, and GoBots were like, "Nope, we're fucking done." Transformers blew the GoBots away.
Trey, I always joked around with Trey. I was like, "These are GoBots. These are the robots that we collected before Transformers came out, and then robot cars became too expensive.
A whole month. Yeah,
they became too expensive. So this is what I got. I got GoBots because my mom and dad were like, "Yeah, we can't afford that shit." I'm like,
it's like Decepticon $25.99, GoBot $99. You get a GoBot.
You get the little fire truck.
For 99 cents. Yeah.
Trey still plays with my GoBots.
Nice.
I've got like 6 of them, I think.
And they were built tough. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Those things have I've got 2 little dumps and a wheel, but yeah, man, they stood the test of time pretty well. And I played with those things,
You get all those fucking generic Transformers that you see over your grandma's fucking toy box.
These are the so my mom tried to buy Trey an Optimus Prime off Wish.
Oh.
I'll send you a picture of how that turns out. That's God, she, God bless her. She tried, it's on a shelf. It doesn't do anything other than like the frame of the truck opens up. It very slowly, like those old robots in the 80s that used to just like make like one sound and they would slowly move their arms when they walked and they would get caught like on a
Yeah.
string.
Mhm.
This thing is basically built in that same vein. And Trey was like touching it the first time and he broke it. So my dad fixed it. And it just like you just have to watch it. It stands up, it opens up, and then it folds back down and it constantly makes noise and never shuts off. I'm like, Mom, why would you do this to me? She's like, well, because you had all these as a kid. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, because other people bought them for me and I tortured you with them. Yep, that's why. God damn it. So that's on his shelf.
Did we just love those toys because we liked them when we were younger, or were they just fucking all around cooler toys?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're a dad, okay,
Mhm.
and you remember Toys R Us before it closed.
Yep.
Did you have trouble finding toys for your kid before they closed? Like, did you go in there and did you ever just like look around like, God, these fucking toys suck?
You know, I had not been to a Toys R Us in probably 20 years.
Dude, I walked in there like right when they were announcing that they were going to go chapter 11, and I'm like, fuck, I need to go to it, because I'd go like maybe once a month or maybe every other week or something like that, because I'd go just down where they have like the collectibles, like the NECAs and shit like that, you know. And I said, okay, well, they're going to close. I want to walk around this whole fucking store and see what's left, you know. And this was before they went into clearance, you know, before they went into liquidation. I'm walking around, I'm like, no fucking wonder this place is going out of business. These toys are all fucking nerfed as shit.
Yeah.
Fucking hovercraft parents, they fucking ruined all the cool toys that we used to have, dude. They were just dumb. And that's why I was wondering, like, did your kid have trouble picking out toys in a toy store?
We always like, because there's not one near me really.
There you go. It sounds like he plays with your old stuff, which I'm telling you, those are better toys.
Oh, he does, man. Like I've given him literally all my original Masters of the Universe, both the castles. He's got the
Someday
slime pit.
he's gonna love you for that shit. You know?
Yep, and he's so good with them. He has never broke one of them.
That's a good way to, because my parents used to say, it's like, I don't care what you do with your toys. All I'm saying is if they break, we ain't replacing them. So I learned to take care of my shit.
And he is, man. Like I've taken, you know, I put pictures on Facebook. I've dumped out my vintage Star Wars action figures on the floor, and we're just like, here we go, let's go. We'll have a battle. You know, I don't care. He's got vintage. I gave him a vintage Han Solo. You know, I mean, he's got vintage figures, and he's got his own little. He's got 9 totes in his room that are just different action figures. They're all, you know, separated, and that's how he does. He separates them because I taught him how to do that from the time we started playing with him. It's like you separate your toys when you're done playing with them. You put them back.
Reminds me, I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna put a link to it in the chat here. See if I can find it again. I put this up last night because I couldn't. We were kind of talking about it, and then I remembered to put it up just before I went to bed. Let's see here if I still got it. I'll find the post, and I'll send you the link. You can screen share it.
All right. But yeah, man. I the last time I went into a Toys R Us was like 1998, right after I graduated.
Holy shit!
Yeah, well, there's, like I said, there's none around here, and I just when I'm out of town, it was like I never really had time because it was mostly like,
it's like when we were kids, they were fucking like 3 or 4 different major toy chains. Yeah, like fucking Circus.
What was it?
Children's Palace,
KB, Toys R Us, and what was the other one? There's another one too.
Those are the 3 that I remember. Yeah, Children's Palace.
Yep.
KB Toys. KB was just where you dumped your kid off at the mall so that they could go shopping without, you know.
Yep. Oh God, like I said, man, I was like when the Godzilla movie came out, was it 98 with the Matthew Broderick one? That and you had like a Jurassic Park movie out at the same time. Me and one of my buddies, when I went and bought my Nintendo 64, we sat on the floor of that and played with like a radio controlled T-Rex and Godzilla until the girl came over and asked if we needed help. We're like, no, I'm good.
Okay, if you go into the private chat right now, check out what I posted.
Let's see
if it'll let you screen share that.
I gotta copy the link. Get her opened up and I'll screen share it. Yeah. Oh, let me sign in here. Yeah, I'm signing before I start my screen share. There we go. Okay. Now why the hell didn't you take me to the let's see.
Is that not working?
Hang on. I think I got it now because I'm logged in. There we go. Oh my God. These pictures right here.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Let me click on these and I'll screen share it.
Cool. And I didn't tag you, but I tagged Jeff and I tagged Sal because I know they're the action figure guys in that group. So I wanted to make sure they saw it. Sal will probably see it in time.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
That
is not Luke Skywalker.
No. His review of that Luke 3-pack. Oh my God. I couldn't.
Have you ever seen Hardware Wars? Okay, when you get a chance today, if you get a chance, go on YouTube and search Hardware Wars. It's a 10-minute video. It was the first ever parody of Star Wars, and it's like an extended trailer. It's like 10 minutes long. It's done by a guy named Ernie Fossilis. I actually had it on VHS. So that's how big of a Star Wars nerd I am. I pre-ordered it to get it on VHS. They made a special edition of it, which I thought was pretty funny. They put like extra shit in it, but yeah, it's a 10 and a half minute parody of Star Wars that's to die for.
I'll check it out.
It's old, but it's funny as fuck. Yeah, it's called Hardware Wars.
Those I was watching the old Muppet Show, Pigs in Space.
Oh yeah, those were great too. In fact, the first fucking lunchbox I ever had, man, was Pigs in Space.
That's awesome.
The little metal lunchboxes that everybody fucking had back in the 80s. That was the first one I had, was Pigs in Space.
Mine was a Return of the Jedi one.
I eventually had Empire. I had Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I think I actually had that one for like 2 years. And then, I think I had a Return of the Jedi one as well.
And it had a Jabba. Mine was, it had the Ewoks and Luke and C-3PO and Han and Leia and Chewie on it.
Used to beat the fuck out of those lunch boxes, man.
Oh yeah. I think my mom still actually has it at the house. If she does, I'm gonna bring it over. I gotta grab it, and I want to bring it and put it on a shelf here. And it had the thermos. It had.
Yep. You used to have it come in a set. Yeah. It had a little thermos inside. Yeah.
I want to say the thing had Jabba the Hutt on it. The thermos did.
My favorite shit is my mom used to take that thermos sometimes and she'd heat up some SpaghettiOs with meatballs and then put it inside the fucking thermos. Oh man, that was my favorite lunch ever. Oh, yep. Love that shit.
I know. I could still eat that now. That
stuff is so bad for you, but
it's horrible.
It tastes great, man. Holy shit,
It's fucking terrible.
Dude, I was gobbling that shit up when I was in high school, man. I was like give me some of them Franco-American fucking SpaghettiOs. I will fuck that shit up. Some Parmesan cheese on top of it. Damn.
Oh, God. So I would be remiss if we didn't go over this bat whamming thing.
Yeah.
This NBC News article about how stunning and brave bat whamming is. It was screen. I swear to God, last night, dude.
I lose track. Is it stunning and brave or brave and stunning? It seems like it changes every day.
Their definition changes.
Yeah.
I my stomach hurt last night from laughing. Like that was last night was just one of those episodes.
Good time.
It was.
I have such a good time on your channel, man. I swear.
I'm glad. Like I said, this is that's what it's about, man. If I didn't enjoy it and I had people on, they weren't like, having that kind of good time, as I wouldn't do it. And this is why I'm so happy I got back into this, because I contemplated going back into radio before I started my podcast, because I had offered a radio station, and it was from a very good personal friend of mine. And I just, for the money that the radio pays, it's not worth it for me to drive.
No,
where I had
it's really
to go.
bad, because I had a friend of mine that I knew from the Navy. Is not a he anymore. He's now a she. But he went to broadcasting after the Navy on the GI Bill, and then he had his own show out in Illinois. And then somebody bought the station. And he lost his show. He was just unemployed.
Yeah, it's no.
Now,
there's no.
I think he works in his wife's like used clothing shop or some shit now. But yeah, he's been pretty bitter about that.
Yeah, I asked for a quarter raise, and they were like, "Well, everybody wants a raise." I'm like, I've been doing this for you for 5 years. I did work for free.
They do. They don't get paid shit. That's why if I could go back to a younger version of me, I'd be like, dude, just avoid journalism. Don't fucking do it. You'll be miserable.
It's a cutthroat, low paying business to where, like, we brought in.
It became so insidious too, man.
Yep.
You know, it's like I just wanted to report things. I wanted to be able to write for a living. I didn't think I could pull off being a novelist. You know, so I'd like, okay, well, journalism actually makes sense. You know, people read the paper.
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit would be obsolete when I grew up. I didn't have any reason to think it would.
No, because the newspapers are the one thing that they like stood the test of time, you know?
Yeah. But it became so cutthroat. It's like you either got to know somebody or have fucking years and years of college to fucking even think about getting your foot in the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Now they're like, well, you know, we don't really do journalism anymore. We do clickbait.
You know, then now it's not even, it's all clickbait. It's just trying to ask questions to make a shitty headline to get people to hate click it and, get all pissed off. And cutthroat, man. Fuck.
Because rage is a commodity.
Oh, yeah. Rage pays dividends. Holy shit.
Rage is a commodity. So, all right. So we're on this NBC News article. Out actor Ruby Rose makes TV history in the CW's Batwoman. The lesbian and gender fluid actor was front and center at the first LBGT alphabet people superhero to lead a network TV show. And here's the horrendous costume.
That costume, man. When I first saw that, I'm like, are they for real?
Okay, with the hair is like sticking out of the cowl, because obviously Ruby Rose has like the same haircut as Charlie Sheen did in Men at Work.
And that's what I don't understand. It's like, if you're supposed to be so stunning and brave, why don't you ditch the fucking fright wig and just keep the costume without the fright wig?
Because she looks like a bobblehead.
Is that what it is?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. She
needs a head double.
Yeah.
Like Brie Larson's butt double.
Yeah, like Brie Larson's butt double. She does need it because her fucking head is so disproportionately large compared to her body, because she's so tiny. And this is from the Arrow crossover. The
acting doesn't work out. She can always be a model for Funko Pops.
She's not far from that now. She's just about short enough and has a big enough head and a small enough body to do it. I mean, seriously, like when she came out of that deal with the fucking cowl, the cowl and the full outfit on, I'm like, why? And Gary and Doomcock pointed it out. And as I'm watching the show again, I'm like, oh wow, yeah, her head's fucking big. Like it looked like I thought it looked bad, and then they said it, and I'm like,
she's a great kazoo.
I was like, it's not just me.
Hello, dum dums.
Hello, dum dum. Oh God. So yeah, I think they put the hair on to kind of offset the big headedness.
It's not working.
No,
it doesn't make any tactical fucking sense either. Like that's one thing I liked about the Dark Knight trilogy is that they made that costume make sense, especially in the second one.
Yeah, it wasn't like Batfleck's suit of armor.
Right. It's like the Keaton one introduced it as being actual armor and not just some spandex outfit that he's wearing. I know that might piss some fans off, but it's like you're thinking, well, if you're going to go up against these thugs, they're going to be packing heat. Of course you're going to fucking have armor on.
Yeah.
You'd be stupid not to.
I don't need a bulletproof vest. Yeah, so this is by Gwen Aviles. Ruby Rose made television history Sunday with the premiere of the CW's highly anticipated Batwoman series. I don't know that it was really highly anticipated. The lesbian and gender fluid actor, isn't she an actress? Or is that the wrong pronoun? Was front and center in the first alphabet people superhero to lead a network TV show. The pilot stars Rose as Batwoman, Kate Kane, an out lesbian determined to save the city of Gotham. See, why wouldn't it just be, you just take this right here? An out lesbian, Kate Kane, determined to, just take this out. You don't need that.
Well, look at their lead in. I mean, if we want to break down journalism 101, look what the focus of the article is. It's not Batwoman or reprising this famous role that because Batwoman does have a history, correct?
Yes.
No, it's more about, well, highly anticipated because lesbian alphabet.
Yep. And then let's see, which is in a state of, save Gotham because in a state of crisis following the disappearance of Bruce Wayne, Batman, who happens to be Kate's cousin. Kate, who was sent away by her father, Dougray Scott, who is famously known as the man who was supposed to play Wolverine.
No shit, huh?
He was supposed to play Wolverine. Something happened, and they auditioned Hugh Jackman, and the rest is history. And yeah, Hugh Jackman basically is synonymous with Logan and Wolverine.
I remember before that movie came out that they were talking about when they were looking. Well, Russell Crowe turned it down, and then at one point, Glenn Danzig's name came up.
That would have been freaking awesome.
Yeah, it might have worked. I mean, he's an asshole, but he definitely had the right body for it because he's really short.
Yeah,
and I from what people told me about the comic books is that Wolverine actually is kind of short and hairy, like more like an actual Wolverine.
Yeah, he's only like 5'5", 5'6". I mean, he was maybe shorter.
I mean, you got this fucking Hugh Jackman, who's retardedly good looking for his own good. Like he just upsets the status quo of all males around the world, bastard.
Not only that, but the dude can sing, he can dance.
I know, it's disgusting. He's just too fucking talented. He offsets the whole male everything.
Yep. It's and then like I said,
damn you, Hugh, wherever you are.
Hugh. Well, and then the funny thing is, like I said, if you seen The Greatest Showman?
Not yet, no.
Okay, it's really awesome. Like I said, I like musicals. I don't mind them at all.
I think my mom was wanting to see that one, so at some point I'll probably put that on next week when Dad's not here, just for something to entertain her with. So
Zac Efron is like probably the second coming of Hugh Jackman.
No shit, huh?
Like this kid, after watching that Bundy movie with him, and I
still have to see that. I need to see that. Yeah, I heard it's good.
Zac Efron is amazing in The Greatest Showman, and so is Zendaya. That really, really turned my opinion of her around, man. She was exquisite in that, and she did a lot of her own stunts when it comes to like the trapeze work and stuff like that. So, which like not a lot of the high flying stuff, but some of the lower level stunts she did, and yeah, she sang that. She does a great duet with Efron. So yeah, man, she's kind of outside of that Spider-Man role is a good actress.
Well, she's playing a really important part in Dune because she's the one that introduces, Paul Atreides to the people of the desert. So
yeah,
the Fremen. Yeah, so she has to educate him in the Fremen ways, and that's a really important role for her. So
I hope she nails it. I'm looking forward.
I'm telling you, man, that you ever get a chance to Google that cast, it's fucking incredible. The people that are signed on for that's gonna go places, man. At least I want it to really bad.
All right, so let's see. Kate, who was sent away by her father, Dougray Scott, after the death of her mother and sister, returns to the city ready to wear her cousin's bat suit. But you don't want any man taking credit for a woman's work, but it's all right for a woman to take credit for a man's work because she can prop herself up on that.
Showing up in them goddamn hand-me-downs.
After some minor sartorial adjustments and save her kidnapped ex-girlfriend, Sophie, and the city's other residents from the mask-wearing Wonderland gang. Yeah, the main antagonist's name is Alice. Here's Ruby Rose. The tension between Kate and Sophie, Megan Tandy, who is now married to a man, is evident. Oh yeah, that was funny. That scene is like, and he's like, "Hi, my name's Tyler," and this dude is like, could not be more white. Like, Sophie, Megan Tandy is she's a woman of color, and so her and Kate were very stunning and brave together in the military. It was during the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but Megan Tandy's character Sophie decided to deny the allegations, and basically they let her stay in, and Ruby Rose's character decided to leave because she doesn't need the military because she was basically already wealthy, I believe. And it was funny because there's a scene where Megan Tandy says to Ruby Rose says to her, it's like their little flashback sequence when she's getting ready to leave and she's trying to get Megan Tandy to come with her, and she's like, "They don't want you. Don't you realize that?" And Megan Tandy's like, "Well, unfortunately, unlike you, I don't have the luxury of thinking that way or something like that. And I was like, there it is. There's the wokeness. There's some more of it, because it's like she's a POC and a lesbian. So she's got those strikes. Back in the 90s, that was like, by military standards, that was not acceptable to be.
That's when I was in. That's when I was in, and I knew a lot of people that were, and we just knew that it was don't ask, don't tell, because we don't want to see anything happen to them.
Yep,
we cared about them. They were our shipmates. Like we knew, but we just weren't allowed to say it.
And that was the thing. Is like I never understood. It's like, who cares if they're gay? It's like,
actually, I'll come out on records. I'll be the first one to say I was happy when they repealed that don't ask, don't tell, because I felt at least that if you can do your job, what difference does it make who you sleep with and
exactly
who you lie with? You know what I mean? I don't see that as being any kind of a problem. My idea of ideal military would be probably closer to Starship Troopers, where everybody's completely equal. Like, maybe right down to showering together. I don't know if I could do that, but I'm just saying that at least they're thinking that, well, if you want to be equal, everybody wears the same fucking uniform, does the same fucking things. So I was glad when they did that. Now, as far as this whole other stuff with the gender identification, all that, well, now you're getting a little weird. Maybe I'm just too old. I don't know. I don't understand it.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah, I'm doing my part too.
Oh man. Yeah, though, that what was the girl's name? She played the one that she got killed in the very end in the Outpost. The one that Casper Van Dien ended up
Dizzy Flores.
Is she the one with like the red hair?
Yeah,
she was on
great, man.
She was on 90210. She had a spot on Melrose Place.
Yeah.
She was on Seinfeld. She played Mulva.
You've seen her recently? She's still gorgeous, dude.
Is she?
I think she's another Australian. They just know how to grow them down there, don't they? Males and females. Holy shit, dude.
I remember like the first time I ever saw her was on 90210, because she was a teacher and Brandon Walsh was messing with her. And I was like, man, she's hot, and it's like you see her on all these shows over the years, and then she showed up on Melrose Place and she was even hotter. And she was a Marine on that too, which was kind of funny, because I think that was right around the time that she was on Melrose Place, is when Starship Troopers came out, because she had she
was cool because she could play tough and sexy with just complete symmetry,
and still be feminine.
Yes.
See, you can have both. That's the thing, is like, I don't think Hollywood realizes now you can have both. And this is the thing about Ruby Rose. I don't dog on her looks, because when her hair is not like this, she's actually very attractive.
Oh yeah, she has nice features for sure.
She does. She actually has a beautiful face. It's just the haircut and the way they present her in this role, and it's like you don't have
to appeal to the woke crowd.
And it's like, she's almost like the comic book Captain Marvel more than Brie Larson is.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen that new Captain Marvel, oh my god, like it's terrifying. Like that is just, she's almost like I don't want to say eunuch, because that's not the right word. It's I mean, she probably is. It's Brie Larson, who knows? But just, I don't know, like, you can't tell either way if this Captain Marvel is like a man or a woman or some amalgamation of both.
All I can say about Brie Larson, man, is permanent resting bitch face. Oh, seriously, dude.
Yes.
So bad. Like, I get you're triggered by somebody telling you to smile, but there's a reason for it. It's because you always have permanent resting bitch face, and it puts people off. It really fucking does.
And she's one of those women that's like, to live life as a woman is to live life on the defense constantly. No,
but then, Gal Gadot didn't have to smile in her fucking promotional posters either. But, putting Gal Gadot next to Brie Larson, that's like the difference between a 10 and a 1.
Yeah, that's going to a restaurant and having filet mignon.
Except, guess which one's the actual badass? The prettier one.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah, she's an actual fucking soldier. She's an IDF soldier,
combat instructor.
Yep. So you can't sit back and be like, oh, she's just skinny and she's no.
So she's hot and she'll kick your ass. That's a keeper, man. That's a real unicorn.
Yo, yeah. Yep, and you never hear anything bad about her out of her. She just, the one political stance she took publicly was against Brett Ratner, and for good reason.
See, one of them wants to speak to the manager, and the other one's going to kick the manager's ass.
Yep, I want to speak to your manager. Yeah, just bring him out here so I can kick him in the face real quick.
Oh.
I don't even need my lasso of truth for this. I'll whoop his ass. And I'll get it. So I want to get it because I want to talk about that very thing. These fight scenes in Batwoman.
I can't
Let's
wait.
see. The tension between Kate and Sophie is now married to a man is evident. The pair met at a military academy, and after getting caught kissing by an administrator, were instructed to sign paperwork denouncing homosexual conduct in order to stay enrolled. Sophie signed, but Kate opted to leave. You lied, Kate told Sophie in a flashback of their breakup. I told them what they wanted to hear, Sophie said. I don't have the luxury of being offended. That was the line right there. And I'm like, there's a big heavy-handed ham-fisted ball of wokeness just getting thrown at you right there.
Oh dude, just the trailers for that, like the ones that you pointed me to.
Yep.
Like, well, it's like they would find some line like what you just read there, and then they got that fucking crappy ass music playing in the background, like just that woke generation fucking auto-tune bullshit. And I'm like, could they make this any more on the nose?
Oh yeah, that's just like the song for Charlie's Angels by Ariana Grande. Don't call me Angel. I'm like, wait, the fucking movie's called Charlie's Angels, bitch.
That's the only thing I gotta give props to DC for, though, is it seems like they know who their audiences are in advance. They're not trying to advertise this to us.
Yeah,
they know this ain't for us.
Yep, that's oh god, yeah. So all right, so these fight scenes. All right, so I'll go back up. Ruby Rose is small as hell, right? I mean, she is small. They've got her and she has no superpowers. She says in the beginning, when they're doing like the opening sequence, she's doing some voiceover narration. I've traveled all around.
Could being woke be considered a superpower at this point?
I think it is. It's the power of wokeness. Boom! They got like power rings.
Unicorn power.
Oh, it's Brie Larson, her unicorn store power. Oh yeah, we're all looking forward to that watch party. That's all right. Like I said, we'll cleanse our palate of the terror that is the unicorn store afterwards with Hellraiser.
Horror at the unicorn store,
and we'll watch an actual horror movie that'll make us forget all about Brie Larson.
I'll make you a nice flyer for that one.
God, dude, that'll be sweet.
I got ideas already.
Cool. So these fight scenes, man, they're showing, Ruby Rose is beating the shit out of dudes that are like my size. I mean, and not just like my size, but like bigger. Like this one guy is probably he's probably as big as I was when I was at my peak wrestling a couple of years ago. I was about 245 and I'm 6'3". All right. And she's just like smashes this guy like against a wall. I mean, it's just like, oh my god, like the one dude. Like,
did the fight sequences feel like that they were choreographed at all, or just stupid punches?
They had some. I would say they had some all right choreography. They were kind of wonky though.
Okay, so it's not like Daredevil like quality.
No, I've watched. I haven't seen Daredevil, but I've watched some of the fight scenes on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, Daredevil and in Punisher as well. Yeah, those fight scenes are fucking brutal, man.
Punisher was badass, dude. Anything John Bernthal.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, so these are just bad, and like I said, they're trying to, and it's like they have the two. It's funny because Alice, that is like the antagonist, they've already they shit the bed. They gave the twist away already. One of her dad, Ruby Rose's Kate Kane, the character, her father Jacob Kane runs Crow Security, who are now like in lieu of Batman's absence, they kind of like help protect Gotham. So they're like a private security force, kind of like Blackwater, shit like that. And what his main guy, they already like jumped this out. One of his main guys is working for Alice. He's basically nailing the leader of the crime, the Wonderland gang, this chick Alice. And then she straight up just tells Ruby Rose that comes out and they give it away. She doesn't tell her yet. They give it away that she's her fucking sister that disappeared when she was a kid in the accident. She didn't die.
This is all in the pilot?
This is in the pilot. They gave away the entire goddamn thing.
Why? Well, wouldn't you want to like maybe drag that out a little bit?
That's
I'm making too much sense, ain't I?
Yeah. I was like, I'm like, I didn't, I didn't study film or anything, or but I'm like, I'm not a professional critic,
too.
but
Maybe if this is why I say DC really knows their audience. If you would have made some fight scenes that were legitimately good, like Daredevil level good,
yeah.
maybe people would look around some of this other shit and just watch it for the action.
Yeah. And then they give, like I said, man, they just give away the big, reveal that her sister Beth is not dead. She's Alice of the Wonderland Gang. And, she's basically, both of them have daddy issues.
Alice of the Wonderland Gang. Huh?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. And it boils down to both of them wanting to get daddy's approval.
Oh.
Because Dougray Scott, his character Jacob Kane, is Alice's father and Kate's father. Or Beth is Alice's real name in the show. Alice is her basically like villain name. But yeah, she's Beth Kane. So yeah, they gave that all up in the pilot. And it's like, do you really are they doing that because they don't expect this show to last a full season or go past the first season? Which brings me to my next point. Here we go. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, wow.
The critics have this rated higher than Joker.
The same people that hate Joker. Wow.
73%.
Fucking stupid.
Though it needs more time to develop its identity and truly soar, Batwoman's fun and stylish first season is a step in the right direction for representation and superheroes.
Okay, here it is right here, right in front of us. This is proof that these phantom audiences that they're trying to keep happy don't fucking exist.
Yep.
They're not there. They don't want this shit. They don't watch this shit. They just want to know that it's being made, and then they just move on to something else to bitch about.
Yep. Because if it's not getting made, it's problematic.
Yeah.
It has to be out there.
They're not going to support it. They're just going to bitch until it gets made and then fucking move on to the next thing to bitch about. It's people, a society of people that exists just to bitch about stuff.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
That's it. Okay, so here's we'll go through some of these. This is from Data Racer 117 on Twitter. If you're looking for information on stuff like this, Data Racer is a great source. Here we go. Here's Ariana Romero. Batwoman is shaping up to be the queer, boundary-breaking superhero television deserves. Jesus.
Okay.
The best part of the new series is that unfussy, effortless way of getting Kate's sexual orientation out of the way. Also, Kate herself. This is the first thing that they fucking say. All right, here we go. Here's
what they're focused on. Just that it's there. Yeah.
The series dutifully follows the template of its DCCW brethren.
Oh my God. Somebody's actually talking about the comic book. This is the first time we've even heard about the comic book in all of these reviews.
But with its drama limited by its taciturn protagonist and an initially uninspiring supporting cast. Yeah, the supporting castness is not great. They are not. Oh, here's another one. Gritty and fiercely feminist, the series is very much an Arrowverse show that also stands as its own thing. It's not going to stand as its own thing for very long.
Doesn't sound like it.
Ruby Rose is very fun in this role. She's cheeky and flirty and butchy and broody and punchy, and I can't wait to see what else she brings to one of my all-time favorite fictional lesbian characters. Oh yeah, this bitch is a cat lady.
That is that's some coffee shop speak right there.
Oh God, yeah. Batwoman is worthy of a look, and that's thanks in great part to the committed performance from its star, Ruby Rose. This guy right here is yeah, he's soft. He's softer than Charmin. Like really, I don't see how a guy could watch a show and be like, "This is an awesome show." Like I'm literally hate watching this show, and I'm so apathetic after one episode. I don't even hate it. It's just bad.
I was going to say all the drugs couldn't get me through that.
No, you would literally need
all of the drugs, all of them.
You would need all of them to get through this. It's bad. I mean, so that is
the only one that's stunning and brave is you, Pete, for fucking suffering and shit for us. Take one for the team, bro.
I'm doing the Lord's work, man. Doing the Lord's work here.
The Lord's work.
That that is just it's painful to watch. But like I said, I'll keep watching it and keep reviewing it because I'm pretty sure I'm only gonna have to do one season worth of that. So
sometimes shows get canceled mid-season, man.
I
This could be one of those things. If there's no audience for it after about 2 or 3 episodes, they will yoink the fuck out of it.
and I would love that just because Greg Berlanti that
Oh,
does
can
all
you
these.
imagine how many videos are going to get made? Fucking YouTube will crash the day that this gets canceled.
Yep.
It
Oh,
will
it will
literally
too.
crash. It's just going to crash all immediately.
Because there's like only a handful of some of the big channels. Like I know Doomcock talked about it a little bit. Gary from Nerdrotics done some videos on it. SC Reviews. So it's like I'm like. I was like, this is it will, because that will be a trickle down effect. And like I said, I know Mr. H does them too.
I did a trailer reaction, got a couple of lulls out of that one.
Yep. Yes. Yep. We just, I think those trailers, I admitted like the third or fourth trailer, one of them actually wasn't too bad. I was like, okay, so they're just more or less focusing on some action now. But then you get to the pilot and it's like, oh, like is this a community theater group? Because like Dougray Scott is not a bad actor, but it's like you put all these other like half-assed morons around him that are just like Ruby Rose. Like I people say that her best role was John Wick 2, where she didn't talk.
Yeah. She used to be in Orange Is the New Black.
Yep.
I tried to watch that show, man. Fucking 4 episodes in, I was just like, I can't do this. I'm just like not into this at all. Somebody had told me to watch that because I was trying to find something after I finished Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, I need another show that's like I marathoned Breaking Bad, finally watched it after it was wrapped up, marathon the shit out of that, then went directly to Sons of Anarchy, marathon the shit after that, and then I was looking for entertainment of that quality. I have yet to find anything.
Yeah, it takes some hunting, doesn't it?
Right? Yeah, there's nothing that's quite going to hit them levels, you know?
No. We've been going for an hour and 20, and I could do another hour and 20, but unfortunately my bladder cannot. And this is about as long as I like to keep the show on the mornings.
Right on.
So thank you, Appalachian American, for hanging out this morning, and
hell yeah.
Whoever else is in the chat, you know, if you listen on the playback, I appreciate it. Groove, thanks for coming on this morning, man.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me.
Hope you had a good time, and go back to sleep for a little while. Get some.
I will probably do the same thing. I will go pee, and then I'll go back to sleep for a little while.
I got to start doing some housework and getting some stuff ready, because I got 4.5 hours, so I got to pick the boy up. So I'm gonna do a video, and in a little bit after I get some stuff done around the house, and take the dog for a walk. Tomorrow night, episode 68. And with us taking next Monday off, episode 69 is gonna be next Wednesday.
Nice.
So yeah. We've got tomorrow night. We've got episode 68 of the podcast right here on the Place to Be Reviews. Groove will be on. The amazing MJ. No Salvador tomorrow. I know he's got to work tomorrow. So we will probably dip down into the talent pool of Place to Be Reviews guests and pull up a couple more guests on and see where we see who we bring on the show tomorrow night. It actually didn't work bad with 5 people last night.
No, not at all.
That was we kept it, we had fun with it. And like I said, we totally like bounced over that Star Wars topic, but everything else was moving so smooth. I'm like, screw it, I mean, it was fun. So I had a good time last night, and hope you guys enjoyed listening as much as I enjoyed presenting and being with my panelists, my friends. So I thank you. And Adam, I gotta post a picture of this on the Place Reviews page. Adam sent me some cool stuff this week. I got a microphone cover. I got the little fuzzy cover for the edge of the mic. I got a shock absorber because Monica kept complaining about me banging my
that's what that's for. Yeah, that shock absorber, it will reduce all the impact of the microphone, because I used to think that was stupid too. I'm like, do I really need that? And then when I hooked it up, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yep.
Because it was so sensitive that I could hear my neighbors working in their garage with it, with it hooked up to the arm, and I'm like, fuck, this ain't gonna work.
It was the same thing. Like my kid would be running up and down the hall, and I'd have the cats running around, the dog out there, and it's like, oh,
no,
man,
the shock mount, you'd be surprised how much that takes out of that. Like I can leave my fan running in the background and not even hardly hear it. So
see, when it was summer and it was really hot in my office, I'd always have my fan going in here because I don't have air in my house.
right.
And yeah, dude, the fan like picked up on like, so many of my
the
videos.
foam filter and the fucking shock mount, it should take out all of that stuff. Yeah, it's great.
But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And I got a little sign for
my
the
pleasure,
door, the
man.
recording in progress. I really appreciate all you guys, man. But yeah, especially thank you. So we're still working on that. And yeah, so this has been About Last Night, episode number 8, the place to be reviews. I'm Etep Okui, and I've been here with all of you. And be sure to go over and subscribe to Groove's channel, Raiders of the Lost Flicks. He's got a website, RaidersLostFlicks.com.
My Twitter handle's right there in my name. Yep. So Of the Lost Flicks is the best way to get a hold of me there. I don't Twitter as much as I do Facebook, but I realize that at some point I'm going to have to join the 21st century and use things other than Facebook to communicate.
I just post videos on Twitter. I actually,
that's pretty much all I do. I might retweet something if somebody sends me something cool, but that's about as far as I go with that.
I tweeted at Renfamous today on an EVS thread, so I'm waiting to get attacked on there. I did it for my personal page though. So if that one gets suspended, I'm not worried about it. I've still got the show page.
That's going to be a video all by itself.
Oh, it will be if I get suspended again, especially So that being said, this has been About Last Night. I'm Etep. This is the Groovinator over here, over there. Or I can't get my arm in the frame. There we go. Over there. There we go. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night on episode number 68 of the Place to Be Reviews podcast. Have a great day. If I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. Bye-bye. This is Parade Wave.